Ghanaian living abroad. Are you having problems running errands in Ghana? Then sign up Sumafo app for your assistant services, confirmation services, personal rep services, and errand services. You can also reach us on www.sumafo.com or follow our social media handles on @Sumafo. You can also reach us on WhatsApp via +233 59 720 2402.
All right, guys. I welcome you live back on SBTV Africa. My name is DJ Nyam. If you just chance on our channel, welcome. Today I'm here with lawyer Wisdom Akao, Wiseman Solicitors. You know, every Fridays we are here between from 5:30 GMT to 7. So if you have any question, you can join us. Today we have interesting topic to talk about. So Charlie, it's very important. Make sure you join us. What to do if marriage application and clearance application is refused with UK lawyer Wisdom Akaho, Wiseman Solicitor. So you can drop your question, ask him any question that you want live here. We are live today. So let me welcome him. Lawyer.
Yes, sir.
What's all correct, sir?
Yeah, most of them all correct, sir.
Nice one, Boko there.
Ejana do Munswe.
Yes, you are pa Danyamiase. Now, and now I'm joining and there. Me just a man for so ready. I'm almost share live on Facebook. I'm almost share live on YouTube. I'm joining and I'm almost share so UK. So one kind won't say 25th of February, Valentine Week special basso. Our Dominion Center. Our UK. Inti Aquabwa, Mr. Drew, and Amapino. Any other artists or more UK, on Shell Dominion Center. Mon call www.shoops.com. Namunto ticket. Aye. Lawyer, over to you. And I also say, Ashadang.
Yo, Major, so over to you too. Thank you. I'm taking it over from you. What to do if marriage application or entry clearance application is refused? Entry clearance application is refused. I think we omitted the word entry, but it is the same thing. Pacho, Ubaba Dominion Nana.
Sir, Wiseman solicitors better take it a my idea, Beba.
Don't mention, would you confirm me? So, Uber saw about Ramayan when you ever saw 2 hours to
Wiseman solicitors, on the Tamaya, Yabeba.
Mate. Would you have a program now? Hello? DJ? DJ?
Yeah, lawyer. Meet you.
We see your program now, Miankasa. So, first of all, Miankasa and Gerson, I bet me a software.
Well, the other summer me case. Matthew, over to you. And I'm more share no more questions. I'm from Brana, lawyer ready. It's be almost a movie, son, be a lawyer. Over to you,
thank you.
Entry baby. Entry baby.
Everybody before the clearance, no entry clearance application.
Oh, entry clearance. Okay, I think there is a mistake. I mean more. I say. Entry clearance. Okay. So check your screen to say yeah. Say no.
Yes, correct.
No.
Who goes going?
Okay. Oh, maybe a technical boy.
We are good. You are good. Thank you so much. You are here for and I am and then we'll go straight to the point. We don't have too much time to play around with it. The caption is what to do if marriage application or entry clearance application is refused. Now, this is life. Things don't always go the way we want it to go. Sometimes, we'll be worried, the Yuri wa Ghana, and Anikunu wa Ghana, or Kako worry, on my wedding for fair, and on my if you worry for fair, was signed back to the UK. A person the Yuri and Anikunu never kind of home, or the application I could tune, or the other supporting documents now one area could come. Unfortunately, they refuse the application. To the best of their understanding, they did what they should do. But casework and also share case no from a different angle until we refuse the application. Send your money by no, and yeah no, and I'm a share. And I na and I'm a share. I don't know it not so, and they refuse the application. And by the don't give up or just say forget it. You have to fight the case to the very last point. So, application, in this case, we are talking about marriage application. Someone refuse here. What do you do? The same can apply to other applications as well. Maybe visit, maybe for your child, for your adult children, etc., etc. Medical reasons. Someone refuse here. There are procedures. And then I want us to just focus on the marriage applications that are refused or that may be refused. Now, number one, say you refuse your application, your marriage application, take the refusal decision. Ufa refusal decision, take your time, read it carefully. Sometimes we hop over the reasons. We look at paragraph number one. Once I can say I refuse, no, they just give up. No, read the whole decision from line number one to the very last line. Lawyer for no, we normally know where to go to get the main decision from. Into the lawyer, or no, he may not read from the top to the bottom, but he knows exactly where to go to draw out the reasons for refusal. But one make us say, and he answer one so kind. Let's just say, dear, na mudina ya, na dear, so na mudina ya, and you refuse application. So please read your refusal decision from top down, and sometimes from down to the top. What I mean is read it carefully. Ask yourself, did you use the law, the right application form, etc., etc.? But that is on the side. Focus on the refused decision. So you refuse the application now. There is no way they will refuse the application without giving you reasons why it was refused. There would always be a reason why the application was refused. Sometimes, all more reason in writing. You may have to chase them up to send you the email. It can be oversight. It can be an omission. It happens. If you have to passport, name decision beyond so anyhow, you have to liaise with them. Then they will email you the reasons for the refusal. Based on a no, then you can fight your case. So after you read the decision, there are things you have to look for. And correct. Remember, the caseworkers are human beings just like you and I. They also make mistakes. And then see, after you read, identify near homogenious. Ebi a minor submissions and a minor, write-ups. Ebi is a major basis of refusal. Example, say I'm a refusal application. Now I'm gonna say, what worry for 5 years? No, I could choose what worry for 6 years. That is minor. That is not an issue you should worry about too much. that can be a typographical error and your problem. But so worry, now you consider application as an unmarried partner. Obi a worry, now so you're sure to say obi a unworry, that is a major issue you should deal with. So pick out the points one by one and the reasons one by one. When you pick out the reasons, you can make notes on the margin of the refusal decision, or you can take another piece of paper and respond to those reasons one by one. Now, it's not all the reasons that they give, like I've said, that are right. So what you do is the ones I know it's on the side. You are not disputing those. Those are the ones you are disputing. And no, those become the issues that you have to deal with. And yet, you have to respond to. You'll be wasting your time. And you respond to. So, in law, that is what we call the issues. It's not everything that is written on the paper or the refusal decision that you have to answer or you have to respond to. You respond to the issues. The issues are the problems that have been created or the wrong assertions that have been made in the refusal decision that you seek to address or you seek to challenge. Those are the problems that have been raised by the refusal decision that you seek to challenge. Those become the issues you are dealing with. For lack of better words, I'm just summarizing it that way. Those become the issues. So you are dealing with the issues, not every single line. Line 1, this, line 2, this. No, you deal with the issues. And the issues are why you think the case worker is wrong in saying what they said or in writing what they wrote. You will have to challenge them, and on that basis, there are steps you have to take. Now, what steps can you take? Remember, I talk about issues. There are some facts that can be disputed. There are some facts that you don't have to worry about. There are some things that you don't have to bother yourself about, but the issues you have to really raise. There can be factual inaccuracies, but that may not be main issues. So, there are sometimes, or there may be a time, the reason for refusal can be dealt with without going to court. Sometimes on some refusal application now, they don't give you the right to appeal. Example, visit visas, for instance, they don't give you the right to appeal. But Saudi said wrong, totally wrong. You can make another application, or if you think they are actually wrong, and if another application is going to result in another refusal, then you can seek to go for administrative. Sorry, you can seek to go for judicial review, but that is very expensive and very lengthy process. So, but today I am not focusing on visit visas. I'm talking about spouse visa applications. So you've identified the issues. Then you decide, is it a small issue that can be dealt with straight away, or it is a major issue that can be handled or should be handled by the court? I'll come back to administrative review. So just a minor issue, that can be resolved without having to go to court, wait for 8 months to a year for the case to be resolved. There is something you can do. We call it PAP, pre-action protocol, or notice before action. PAP or NBA, notice before action, or pre-action protocol. Now, pre-action protocol, all it means is that Home Office, more refusing my application. Me person me court, but I am giving you the notice that I want to take you to court. Pre-action, that is before I take action. Me person share this situation to see if you can resolve it before. So once we resolve it, then I can take it to court. And also, an the notice before action. It's either pre-action protocol or notice before action. Now, once you do that, you write to them. There's a form you have to fill. You set it out very clearly. Now, you think they are wrong. Not just you think, but the law says that they are wrong. In that case, you send it to them. They will look at it, say a small and tiny minor issue. They will just resolve it, and then with me the passport not go back for the case to be resolved. You'll be issued the visa or the entry clearance never by UK. We have dealt with several of this. There is a few that we have recently, but the most, the one that jumps to my mind as I speak of one of the recent cases we did was that. Yeah, the application they call it. You upload the documents and I'm refuse. I'm refuse. I'm kind say. Yeah, in fact, the divorce certificate na nka because na papa no waja aware da ansa na was sign aware. So almost see divorce certificate no was not attached. Now under normal circumstances, you expect a reasonable caseworker to just write to you to ask for you to provide the divorce certificate. But not all the time do they act as you will reasonably expect a reasonable caseworker to act. And to normal refusing. Niameke, yeah, the documents what happened was we share yang uploaded BBR, we have a list and we print the documents that have been uploaded. You can see that there is a line across the divorce certificate which cuts, so you can see divorce certificate, but it's only half. So you see the D in half, I in half, V in half, O in half, R in half, C in half, E in half, and the certificate also something cut across it. So they didn't see all. So what we did was we just did pre-action protocol or notice before action. And we made them understand that the documents were uploaded. It is you who did not access it properly. Yeah, the core, they wrote back to us to say, thank you for providing us with all the supporting documents and the fact that it had been sent earlier. We are then going to reassess the case and get back to you. Now, this is a case where you don't have to waste forever time looking for or waiting for a court case. We are very confident that they'll get back to us and say, we apologize. The error was from us. We didn't assess it well. My name the passport and call back to Moving Peak Hotel. Normally pass a stamp less money. No abakruma. Simple matter. The case is resolved. In a matter of maybe 2 months, 3 months, case is resolved. A second one I can remember that has to do with, again, an entry clearance application, marriage application that was refused. And it said, Marmen Onyaganani, Onuyabroni, and Okowari will be from Republic of Congo, the People's Democratic Republic of Congo. We work at Dr. Congo. Now, wrong calculation. Mameno mortgage, Mameno mortgage, a year above, I think the mortgage was around 550 pounds a month. And if you divide it into weekly, it becomes a small amount. But instead, they will work with the weekly amount. They rather put the 540 or 550 pounds as her weekly amount to the mortgage company. In other words, instead somebody can say you pay, let's say, 125 pounds a month. Almost see she pays, 125 pounds a week. Almost see she pays 540 pounds a week, which was wrong. Into the 540 a week now times 4 weeks is over about 2,000 pounds. Meanwhile, she pays less than she pays about just 500 and something for a month. And see, your calculations are Sikana Mamenejeno is lower than what is required. So what we did was we did a pre-action protocol, notice before action, and the Mamun said the caseworker calculated the mortgage amount wrongly. She used a monthly amount for weekly. Meanwhile, she should have divided the 540 by 4 for the week rather than saying the 540 is for the week. We've sent it to them. They responded by saying, we apologize for the miscalculation. The fault is from us. We will get back to you. We have accepted your letter. We'll get back to within 3 months. Now, my the passport need your call. Now, of course, I'm going to stamp this man. Now, what's me about UK? So that is also another way of dealing with these things. Now, Obiwa can say a refusal application now. You're about 28 days. Now, we have pre-action protocol. No, na yamfa no. Not 28 days neighbor trema. What do? It's not a problem. So what they call within the 28 days, the pre-action protocol, what do you call within the 28 days? Nasa omo tomorrow, and they refuse the application again, then the 28 days starts counting from the date of the new refusal, not from the very first refusal. So you don't have to worry, say, Mediwayako, and I'm Mediako, 28 days na between, say, I'm from Mamia, I am out of time. You will not be out of time because if they accept it, that is the end of the case, more or less. If they don't accept it, then the 28 days starts counting from the date of the new decision. So that is what I want everybody to be mindful of or should be aware of. So that is that. So there are some cases, the best bet or the best option is to go for the pre-action protocol or to go for the notice before action, which is the same thing. So that is it. That can resolve the case quickly and you move on with your life. So let's take note of that. PAP, PAP, or NBA, notice before action. It has to detail the basis of your argument, the challenge you are setting out. You have to set it out very clearly, succinctly, clearly for the caseworker or whoever is looking at that letter to know that yes, you are in the right, and on that basis, you are then able to progress from there. Another thing, another option you can look at is the administrative review is not, sorry, the PAP is not an option. And you have been given administrative review, say a administrative reviewer, then you can go for that as well. The administrative review is you are making a representation, you are challenging the decision, and non-sono, it will go back to the Home Office to look at your case again. The Home Office will look at your case again. Now, and no, again, so I'm going to share NASA, they are satisfied with your submission or your argument, then they can then decide to again withdraw the decision, the refusal decision, and then issue another decision. You take it to them, they issue your passport with the entry clearance. Now with me about you here. Under what circumstance can a person be made to go for administrative review rather than for the full appeal? I'll give you an example. I have a few examples where we are challenging now. We're challenging quite a few refusal decisions based on admin through the admin review. Now, this is a case where Papano or a nurse, no, many a nurse, UK ha, and Papano Ghana. Now, all your application, Papano no. Papa no Ghana, ni kunu na Ghana no. Maame na application ma ni kunu no. Ɛna ɔmo refuse ye. Nienti a ɔmo refuse ye ni sɛ ɔmo se papa no na wayɛ applications bi da. Ɔmo abɔ ne nsa no. Nanso wasesa ne den. Ɔsan ba no wanka nkyerɛ ɔmo sɛ wasesa ne den ana wayɛ application bi da. Ɛno nti ɔmo gyina no so ɛde refuse ye. Anti refusal ne baayɛ no. or the brain on one year application or the brain. Any it's not say, every son say, now, Nyomo came a yampa or see Davy, Mamma de buy Papana and the Ghana or see Davy, Nikuno, 1 year application be a sada. Your friend Papano or see Davy, 1 year application be sada. Never ever in his life has he made any application to the British High Commission. Yeah, besides said, will be an agent be your application Emma Anna or see Davy. In his whole life, he hasn't traveled out of Ghana. He hasn't made any application before. Based on Enono, it gave us the strength to argue against the decision by going through the administrative review. He only had administrative review because it was this skilled labor route, and Onono didn't have only administrative review. He didn't have the right to appeal. Tinyere is that we challenged the case worker. The culture is that so we say Sandy pay on one a application before this time one fact name old name number. We want you to produce evidence of Nepali picture because so be a Ghana a fingerprint no. Produce the fingerprint, produce the biometrics, produce a picture of the person, produce all the other details to show say I'm papa a wokan or no ana. And it's all the only biometric the fingerprints back. Now we also create the fingerprint. Now they compare say the same person and the same person. For pictures never mean the same person and not the same person. Wait, if you're not mark be on him, the other picture no, there is no such mark on him. How then can you prove that he's the same person? So we challenge them on that basis, and then they came back to say, yes, we have accepted your argument. We will get back to you within a couple of months to see the outcome of this case. So these are some of the ways that you can challenge the Home Office when it comes to refusal of entry clearance, particularly when it comes to marriage, visa, or entry clearance applications that are refused. So you can challenge them. So I've talked about pre-action protocol. I've talked about the administrative review. The big one, not a year, to challenge them through the appeal, the court process. In that case, my boss will identify the reasons for refusal, identify the issues that you are challenging. Then you have 28 days within which to appeal, 28 calendar days within which to lodge your appeal. Now, what happens then is, so while and you know what you want to do, then please go ahead yourself and do it. Now, what sometimes people do is say, while you're comfortable over here, then please seek legal advice. With the man lawyer now, then he would be able to draft, to be a friend of grounds of appeal. About drafting the grounds of appeal to challenge the decision. The grounds of appeal, and yet, you have to base your arguments legally. It has to be a legally based argument. What is the law? Where are the case laws? What does the statutory declaration say? No, I'm sorry. What does the statute say? What does the case law say? What does the guidance note say? Now you bring all of this together. So we have the guidance notes, the case laws, and the laws, the statutes, to prepare your grounds to challenge that decision. Now, so we application under Appendix FM, Section LTRPT, or application under Appendix FM, Section ECP, partner. Now I refuse you under another law, you can challenge that decision. Assuming that you made an application under Appendix FM, Section ECP, then the caseworker refuses your application under Appendix FM, Section ECC. That is a totally different law. Original, so they refuse you. The C stands for child, the P stands for partner. So you have to find out the law under which you applied and the law under which they refused you. Then you can challenge them. Wrong decision. You can challenge the wrong decision. So prepare the grounds of appeal. Or prepare the grounds of appeal you have to address all the issues that you have identified. Then submit it. You lodge your appeal. Now, assuming that why you are worried, you are refusing application, and they are saying it is not a genuine marriage. Now, if they say it's not a genuine marriage, you have to prepare a grounds of appeal that enables you to challenge the decision. Say you claim that the marriage is not genuine, but that is not true because of X, Y, Z, and these are the supporting documents that I provided to support my application. So you therefore cannot say the marriage is not genuine. There's a case law. There are case laws. The case of Ago, the case of Papa Georgie, and all those ones you have to, based on it, to challenge the decision. So prepare your grounds of appeal with all the supporting case laws, with the reference to the guidance note, reference to the laws, and then you can prepare to challenge them. Now, there are different sectors under which they refuse application. We have relationship. Now, if they claim that the relationship is a problem, marriage of convenience, address the relationship. Paragraph. With all the case I've talked about now, if they say that your financial is wrong or you haven't met the financial requirement, address there is an issue. Address the financial section. If they say you haven't met the English language requirements, address the English language requirement to prove that you actually meet it. So these are things you have to do. Now, if they refuse you because of relationship, English language, accommodation, financial, and you address only one, you have problems when you go to court. So you have to address each of the issues that you identify in the relationship sector, in the financial area, in the English language sector, and also with the accommodation and all other aspects that they would raise when it comes to decision. You also have to address this one by one in your grounds of appeal against the decision. Then you lodge your appeal. You lodge it online, and then after lodging it, then the court will write to you. Sometimes you pay instantly, and that is £140 if you want oral appeal. Oral appeal nature say wa be court no akokasa. So questions via judge no questions via obebisa no money answers. Home office for questions via obebisa no answers. Say umpe oral appeal now, any obey paper appeal. We have oral hearing and a paper appeal. Now, oral you are going to speak oral, you'll be in court. Papa ne your Ghana, Obana or UK, into Obana or UK Hano, Anuna ever court on behalf of Nikunu as a sponsor. And as a Papa no Chrome Hanas or Obana or Ghana, Papa no Chrome Hano, Anuna ever court. Now Obano ever show with their witness statement and everything to come. And I'll come to that later. So prepare, lodge your appeal, pay the appeal fee, £140 for oral appeal. So a paper, it's £80. So £80. But there are some instances where you lodge the appeal on paper, but you change your mind later and you want to go to court, you have to write to the court to change the appeal from paper appeal to oral appeal to enable you to address issues that may arise or concerns that may arise so that the matter will be resolved once and for all. So prepare your grounds, lodge your appeal, and pay the appeal fee. Now, whilst lodging the appeal, to all the necessary supporting documents who standing on to fight your case, you can upload those documents with the appeal so that you can, that is one slot. Now, normally what happens is this. Case worker ever share. Another court, when it goes to the court will notify the Home Office. So case worker, another senior case worker, another we have the entry clearance officer, the entry clearance manager. The entry clearance manager, no bet share. Now I say no, near so the refusal, no, we think we are wrong. they can withdraw the decision. In that case, you don't go through the whole full court process. But the entry clearance manager no check not when things say and our say no, we are right. Then the case will have to go through the whole appeal process. So that is what you have to do. So that is why it is very important to have your grounds of appeal to be very, very strong. If your grounds of appeals are not is not very strong, if your grounds of appeal is not strong, the case is likely to go through the whole court process. But if your grounds of appeal is very strong and they see it and they know that they are in the wrong, they can withdraw the case, they will withdraw the decision. And then from there, they go ahead and they implement their decision by giving the person the entry clearance to come to the UK. So, very important to have a very strong grounds of appeal, lodge it with the supporting documents, pay the appeal fee, and then you put yourself in a very strong position for a winning case. So that is where we stand. Now, set courts don't amount just fee directions. Now directions not let me amount is fact with documents ever Ebra court, file documents, not Ebra court, for the court to see what they are going to base the appeal on. And not only a friend, you have to prepare a friend bundle, paginated bundle, detailed bundle. The documents are what you call a application in it's a self preparing na up to possibly the date of the hearing, up to the point I would documents need come. You have to prepare all of that. And to documents like your passport, pay slips, passport, your wife's passport or your husband's passport, marriage certificate, pay slips, P60, letter from employer. And the letter from employer has certain things that he has to state, meaning it has to come into that letter of employer. Niawudi application now, you can add those. Pay slips, everybody. Baboso. Communication between Woni Wiri and Awukno. As I said, WhatsApp messages, telephone calls, emails, money transfer receipts. And you prepare all of this as part of the documents you are relying on to support the application, to support the appeal. Documents Saudi code application make sure you use all of those documents as the basis of your bundle. If there are more documents, count. Now, the documents must include or must be relevant. Some documents are not relevant. What is not relevant, there is no need to add it to the court bundle. The court hasn't got time to be reading documents that are not relevant to the case. The judges don't have time to be reading 200 pages that have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the case. They don't have that time. So you select your documents. The selection of the relevant document is also an art. If you don't select the right documents, the judge can be very upset with you. Sometimes I have been to court before where the judge literally threw the bundle back to the barrister because it wasn't properly prepared at all. So take your time. And it has to be paginated. Paginated, Lisa, you have to number it 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's 400 pages, you have to number all the pages. Then there's maybe a friend of index to bundle. Index to bundle, no, yeah. Idea, your friend of, well, it's called index to bundle. What it means is because judge, if I say judge, need share marriage certificate. Remember, I said judge, we need time. No, I'll go through 400 pages to look for your marriage certificate. And see, front page, if I say number 1, and need a passport. And the judge, or call number 1 and your bundler, and so passport in the wall. Or if your marriage certificate, I'll say number 75, marriage certificate. Into your call bundle number 75, marriage certificate wall. Or if your tenancy agreement, or number 91, into front page, number 91, or number 91, or that's occur into the bundle nankasa number 91, tenancy agreement in the wall and a mortgage in the wall. So the judge is guided by the index to bundle, and that is normally in front of the bundle, and the numbers have to correspond with what is actually in the bundle itself. So we throw set number 1, your passport. Not say your passport could be number 55, our bundle number 1. The judge is not going to be a happy person with you at all. So it is an art. It is something that lawyers do. That is why it's advisable that when it gets to such positions or such things, seek legal advice. Fakoma lawyer, manage amount. But so one kasa you understand how it works, you want to do it. Of course, nothing stops you from doing it yourself. But when you are doing it yourself, make sure you comply with the guidance notes in preparing this document so that the judge will be satisfied with you and of course with all that you provided. So that is that, the documents. And then we also have a witness statement, and it's all part of the bundle. The witness statement is who will count your story. You are talking about your story, where you met her, when you met her, when the relationship started, how many times you've met, where you work, how you communicate, and the money you send to her, etc., etc. The number of children you have. You're setting up your whole story in a witness statement. Now, the judge has not got time for you to go and talk to them 1 hour telling them your story. The judge does not have time. The court does not have time to listen to your story, especially to parts of the story that are not relevant to the case. As to telling the judge as to where you met, and after meeting, that you went to visit your family members and all those other ones, whether somebody contributed to the marriage or not, that is not relevant to the judge. The judge wants to see, are you married? Where is the evidence? Da, 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 da. So straight to the point in your witness statement. Now the judge has not got time, like I said, to listen to your long story. So you summarize your story in a witness statement. So before Ubako course, no, not judge no crown, what kind witness statement needed out? On the idea of Babeka. Into could do court hop, and now we could do court hop, and open could do court hop. And now, fain a judge, ever be sending questions say, where did you meet? When did you meet? What was the last time you met your husband? Because I know the 1 year actual statement with identity on our kind it out. Before you go before you go and sit before the judge, or your sponsor goes to sit before the judge is already aware of your statement. The judge is already conversant with your statement. Say questions mmienu bi wɔ hɔ a wonte ase a ɛhɔ no na the judge may ask you some more questions. Ebia wo se wo ne wɔ ba. Adentina wanka at the time of the application said, now the papa na mama ne wɔ ba. The judge may want to know. Then they clarify their thoughts in terms of the oral evidence or the documentary evidence, and then they make a decision after that. Now, nea ɔwɔ Ghana no ɔno nso ɛsɛ ɔno nso yɛ biribi a yɛfrɛ no witness statement. Nea ɔwɔ UK ha bɛyɛ witness statement. Based on that, the judge will make a decision. Sometimes, it's very important to have a third party statement to support your application as well. Example, say Home Office for say Mwawarening Enyawaripa. How do you challenge them? So Wunkwa any Mamenenkwa a statement ediba. It's still your side of the story. Who is collaborating or who is supporting your assertions? What documents do you have? And until sometimes it's very important to have a statement from somebody else who was privy to the marriage or who witnessed the marriage ceremony. They can also write a witness statement to support your appeal process. So, all in all, that is where you stand. Now, we are talking about what to do after your appeal is refused and what the process is. Application is refused and what the process is. You go to court, they ask you questions, you respond to the questions. The judge will listen to the Home Office if they have questions. They ask you, you can also ask questions. No, you cannot ask questions, but your lawyer would, of course, ask you questions to clarify certain aspects. We have the evidence in chief, the cross-examination, and then the re-examination to make sure that everything is done and done properly. After Ahnono, the judge but me reserve any decision. Sometimes they make a decision right there and then. And why now I decision with the amount. Sometimes so but me I reserve my decision. Or some for back I could share documents no I can true I share say near Bukai and any Yamudia button and the same and based on I don't know then the judge will make a decision in writing to you. It can be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes it takes a month, other times it can even take a little longer. So in summary, this is what happens. So you refuse to worry and now why your application and now we say mamu refuse here. Don't just let it slide. Let it go to court or go for the pre-action protocol or the notice before action or go for the administrative review if that is what you have. Or the last one is you can go for a DFN judicial review. Judicial review, you can do that, but that's a topic on its own. You can challenge that on the fact that the reasons for the decision are maybe out of it's unreasonable, very unreasonable that anybody would make such a decision, etc., etc. So, DJ, I'll leave it at this. So, if your questions that is relevant to or that is relating to this topic I've just dealt with, I'm more than happy to respond to those questions. And
all right. What a lawyer, Uncle Lawyer, how to make that?
Loud and clear.
To move to lawyer, Uncle, I said, me lights and I'm my second yellow. No, me producer, my lights in Quay Crama, me say me lights and I'm a Obiso of Shama, say me lights, hey, me the my yellow, my lights in Quay Crama, me not. I said my yellow bisano, me yellow now baroff, king yellow. Okay, lawyer, you better say, still that the lights be here, low and small. Aha, yellow ni film. Now my white in them bra. Yellow in the one. You not low. Yeah. I think it's here. Sorry. Okay, lawyer. Over to you. I think, sir, what did you want to be via? No, sir, I'm for questions, Simbra. So far, Salome Kwe says, good afternoon to everyone. In tomorrow, share our live on Facebook. You can drop your comments. If you have any questions to ask lawyer, I'll bet maybe Sana and Sana. You are signing out. The lawyer can related to the kind topic. No question be up so be sana quick one. Yeah, share and check. I'll bet me I drop your questions. No. I'm a lawyer more you are no. I did be up so be son or the okay and be able to me. Ebisan say, Ebi only question me about type one later so be son the numbers the good screen so no bet me I was happening on that and I'll bet me after office line no now so lawyer time anytime man.
Yeah, thank you, DJ. Yeah, Juma from 9:30 to 6 p.m. every weekday. 9:30 to 6 p.m. And it's I'm a free office line that is +442080165384. Making a free office line to book appointment. So Obi free from outside the UK. That's already the +44 camera. Now I'm looking for telephone consultation. They will block that on the calendar that we can have that consultation properly. Now we take it from there. But did you not believe I could be
nice one? Me too.
Okay, yes. Make Kasa about the preparation of the bundle thing. Is this one your friend a skeleton argument? Now, skeleton argument, I'm getting some feedback from. Okay. Skeleton argument is just a barrister and a lawyer now or quack assembly on your behalf. So what a lawyer may kind of say, so one can serve it to me, yeah, that is fine, and yeah, there's no problem with that. Why you go and do your own representation, and then whatever questions the judge has to ask, you respond. The Home Office, you respond. That is perfectly allowed. There's no problem with that at all. But what for lawyer? Then the lawyer would normally, the Home Office, the court will normally request for BBI a skeleton argument. BBI can say arguments when there's skeleton. Nature is because Makasa, the court hasn't got time to listen to one person's case for the whole day. Near lawyer and person of Kakokano, as I said, Ochini two papers. So, summary point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, point 5, point 6. I know na me person meka case law me person me gina so nie. Ade me person me gina so nie. Case news kura copy nie. Me friend say law me gina so nie. Your friend saying guidance note I'm making so it's not we're chilling now to paper, so maybe 1 or 2 pages or the amount judge, you know. And the answer na mobile court no crana, not judge not share nipa no witness statements near over America. No one lawyer no so ne skeleton argument near lawyer no so America. So before mobile court, no, the judge has already got a very good overview of everything. Skeleton arguments, no. It is normally that is a purely legal argument, and to say unye lawyer na but unim the laws to use, you can also still prepare your skeleton argument. But if you don't know what laws to use and you would lawyer now, then of course I better me prepare the skeleton argument with all the relevant case laws and then the stats and everything to support your appeal. So that is very, very important as well. It makes the case a manager simple judge, you know, to decide his case. So I've talked about bundle, and the bundle contains a witness statement, the supporting documents that you are relying on. It has to contain the marriage certificate, birth certificate if you have any children. It contains entry, and the decision as well. Ebe contain a letter now which application. It will contain your, of course, correspondence, if your money transfer receipts. It will contain the emails, telephone calls, WhatsApp messages. It contains all of that. It contains your tenancy agreement or your mortgage documents. It contains any other documents that you want to rely on to support your application. You have to add all that in the bundle, supported by your skeleton argument, plus oral evidence, some of it can they capture it. The judge will make a decision to support your application, sir.
Okay, all right. So I think sir, watch it okay. So for me who question be me who say that me who question means no me okay. So further way be the number and I will me a friend and I say be about me what's happening.
Me what question back will be testing me question be why. My name is one fan or the family or say honestly now we're in genuine, that is marriage of convenience. Any friend marriage of convenience now. Because documents here already call you them said we didn't match well. And then say what should she do? Now I know my home be recently na papa no ewo ekrom ha and maame no wo ye krom and omudi pictures me no e di bo almost san try to kire say na papa obi any obi fuforo na omuka decision omuka pictures na ebusiafo try na ho bi meanwhile na entisa ano nti na omugina so eka say omo nyi di say aware pa who go from ana obi and family picture fuforo na mo yeah together. And in a case like that, who were the right of appeal, please you can appeal it. Now, if you have any reasonable grounds or reasons why that happened, you could always say. But say, then of course, you have to make them understand. So they should provide forensic evidence. I just said picture now and yet papa. So that is it. Now, when and if anybody makes an assertion, worry any worry marriage of convenience, and you what said yes, over previous. Nipa now still worrying any worry and you know because maybe see my worry, wo see my worry in worry pa. Wa wo see my worry in worry pa. When I say prove say I am pa, near wo can I am pa. And to say or the evidence bar, then the burden shifts to me to respond to the assertions now. So yes, with the marriage of convenience one, you can always challenge it and rely on the relevant case laws. But my counsel said marriage of convenience is quite a tricky area. It's quite a tricky area, and to say your refusal application because the caseworker thinks the marriage of convenience. I would respectfully ask that please speak to, please do speak to a legal representative to help you, either in Ghana, in the UK, wherever they will be able to guide you and guide you properly. Because the one now the court, not judgment so dismiss your appeal now, then it becomes more and more expensive. And in future, so any applications BB1, it becomes more difficult to address those grounds to resolve the matter in your favor. So, in general, this is where we stand. I hope that it's been helpful. So, if anybody needs any information, they call the office line, book appointment. We have consultation over the phone. Maybe you're in another country or Ghana. I get messages from Ghana. Today I've responded to about 3 messages. Obi Pep said Oba UK to work. Sent me a message and I responded to that saying said on contacting or sending a link to contact all the people, all the institutions that offer jobs for work permits, etc., etc. And then there was another one too who wanted to know how to get his mother to the UK because she's in a relationship. And also I've responded to that as well. So all in all, I think I've exhausted whatever. So if there are any questions, I'm happy to. DJ, I think
okay, so lawyer, I'll thank you so much. My dad said Debia Friday no 5:30 to ene. Me who questions bia so I think say obi obeba later na so nti no. For number na screen so no metimi get in touch with you and I say o metimi anytime obeba next week ni bi mo mo obi on beso ma na o metimi get in touch with you. O metimi a friend numbers na screen so na send you WhatsApp message. So I think say eno no me dey SBTV Africa dey e boy e modern say ncheche bia say de ba bia na omo aso no na omo ani abre say omo hia emmoa no omedi so anything like this program we ba me ni obi ameka say kope sika we man o connection ma me ni bi me dey ni say so obi ba na acheche me find out am me obi be bo betimi aboa wo aha ohia se na dey metimi ba ya na mo bebre na so na oni connection man bia we me ni connection man we bia it anyway lawyer
Obi sending a message to see not right now but a short while ago. I'll see we hear a lawyer from Canada. Humanity says I am not insightful into the Canadian law. So Otemia, DJ, me just what a lawyer in Canada who is to the
sir me was Steven Audi or WhatsApp me am the number me man.
Okay, yes, and to me man message back said
Steven Audi. Ono kwa so share videos na me na ye bi or type Canada immigration we are obehu the number also. I think say no, the number ni so ne no on the WhatsApp me the number.
All right, then no one man the Canadian lawyer now may contact. Thank you very much. And
this year me be say other countries into no see I say o me links say me call other lawyers how ni more other countries nyina because I'm for me pressure. It depend on Sweden, Australia, in fact, baby, I make Kobe.
One mammy list and see, make sure listeners, make sure me contact with other lawyers across Europe. Then, so list now, mammy, who's it? You want what? Australia, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland, anyway, okay. I'll do my research and then I'll let you see if I can get some contact.
Yeah, and I'm almost sharing so no. if unim lawyer be na solicitor be no good, I only buy best scan and kakra ne ahwe say bibia you okay then ye ne be 1 or 2 bi ne ahwe then ti ubetimi aleke bibia wo no e pese ehu nya mekoso so bibia wo obi so ko anu ehu se na mra no so tie ho ntina me the programs we aba ne ade ayeye nti unim lawyer be na say wo solicitor be or Ghana ni on African or different country be onye Ghana ni kra ebeka brofo so other country be but Canada there am wo awudi wo me wo US mo AK poku me ne beba soon me ne beba bio me na me wo Aisha na wo Germany me wo Loyal Wisdom Macau UK nti other countries no na ye be hwe so only mo bi wo ana bibisa obetimi link up me number is on screen so e bia no di me chi dia subscribe and follow me lawyer
Obi friend me that's last week about you
sir
I see he's so impressed with the work you do. I say, how did I get into contact with you? Because he's following all the time and like, yeah, it's he's doing a good job.
Sir, Obi na me fans
or
hey,
yeah,
US for me fan base. Whoa, big shout out to my US people.
Yeah, who told me?
Tua.
Thank you. Have a good day.
The US for the UK for me Europe, Germany, Italy. Yeah, I know Spain, Munyina, and SBTV Africa. About live, one-on-one. I mean, but actually, God, they shall allow. Small, we go keep quiet. And I Dubai for so, I know say, yeah, them day. Don't worry. This year, I think you want me up, but small. A bell link you be why? Anyway, I mean, that's it. So, we pass it through SBTV Africa. So, you get it. The numbers on the whole screen. So, no. Members and be was up. Myself open the contact. The numbers in the whole screen. So, to get in touch with him. I know. Yeah, but Lawyer Wisdom Macau. So, we pass it through SBTV Africa. Me say topic I tweet and then no money na mo Matthias here. Into na ma questions amba no. Next week, Nyame Ado will be joining here. If I'm DJ Nyame Production team, subscribe to your channel for more. And the more videos. But I know Kasa say, many Abrante Bako, release Abrante Bako video. I channel. So the videos in the dorsum. The videos by 3 I release and after we I will release another one and send one channel near to us near there. Videos in there. I release it in Kaka. Won't support and share. Now, my friends and be joining here. SBTV. Africa, the voice of the community. Now subscribe to YouTube, another channel, also SBTV Sports and SBTV Africa Foundation. Facebook, mama share you know. You're asking you know YouTube. It's I be joining YouTube. Why me chamo tour. Meko. Pew. Mata do what?